Welcome. This is Jim Sporer with ISSIP, the International Society of Service Innovation Professionals. And today, Riddhi from the University of Washington team has finished her white paper, has her presentation about the white paper ready to go. And so without further ado, Riddhi, please share with us what you've been working on the last several weeks and months with us.
Thank you so much, Jim. So, good morning, everyone. I am Riddhi from the ISSIP AI Collab program with the University of Washington. The past few weeks, our mentor Jim has guided us and our cohort to run this experiment to discover what happens when students work as student CEOs and manage AI as a workforce. We were testing whether that way of working could help close a gap that almost everyone agrees on, how students and academics can sort of overlap with industry collaborators. And I will show you through my next 10 minutes on how we tested and what are the three ideas I built as a result of it. So let me start with why this is so hard and industry leaders have urgent, data-rich problems and universities are full of talented students who would love to work on them. So why does the collaboration between them stay so rare? As we dug in, we keep hitting five structural barriers. First was around confidentiality. Companies often cannot share data that would make the project meaningful. Second, time scarcity. Senior people cannot commit to long recurring meetings. Third is misaligned incentives. Businesses want outcomes while academia prefers more on the publication side of things. Fourth is short cycles. A single term is rarely long enough to reach real depths. And fifth, what we call is disposable framing, where student work is treated as a class assignment and is rarely used as an asset worth keeping. So the key point is that these are sort of structural problems and not essentially lack of goodwill. So here's the big idea the program set out to test, that the usual approach is to ask students to solve a mentor's hard technical problem, which we believe was an incorrect way to frame that ask. Instead, the program redesigned us to sort of collaborate together. As student CEOs, we design a service system of innovation that improves academic and industry collaboration. And what happened to those five barriers were interesting. Each one stopped sort of being an excuse and became sort of a design brief. A barrier became a target, which sort of guided the three startups that I delivered through my white paper. The way we worked in this program calls 2026 service system innovation model in three roles that reinforces one another. The first was the student CEO role, which I held as a student, part of the program. We took on the founder's mindset, designing a service, writing a white paper, and pitching the idea. Second was the AI digital workers. Each of our student CEOs used about six AI worker tools every day to kind of as a cognitive workforce to research, draft, critique, and iterate. And third was our industry mentor, Jim, who met with us about 30 minutes every week to guide us through what's the right way forward and what could be improved in our current existing versions. He also set up a digital AI twin for the times for us to sort of collaborate with him in an async manner, which was an interesting way forward to collaborate with our mentor. The important part is that the value flowed in every direction, so the engagement compounded instead of draining anyone involved in the program. Now, the most important part of this program was how we used AI, because this was the heart of our experiment. We did not treat AI as a shortcut that writes the work for us. Instead, we managed it like a workforce. For every important question, we prompted several tools, compared their answers, synthesized the best thinking, and then refined it ourselves. I particularly ran six AI digital workers in parallel and cross checked them against each other. One rule that I stood by was avoiding creating any AI slop and stayed honest with what the limitations of AI is today. What I like to call is the three E's: the energy cost, the errors, and the ethics and training data. So AI accelerated the ideation, but the judgment was something that I still held in my hand while creating and drafting the white paper. So when I applied that method to myself, this was the result. I built three startup ideas, each of which intends to remove one different barrier that the program initiated with. The first is mentor match. It lowers the cost of time that's gone in saying yes from the mentor perspective. I take one 30-minute interview with a mentor and turn it into a one-page brief for student subscribers. It saves the executive and the mentor involved 2 to 3 hours, and it can be executed in under $50 a year. The second is Prep Kit Pro. It fixes for the preparation gap. It sort of sets up short readiness batch for the students that they earn before attending a meeting, so they show up prepared. That cuts the mentor's prep time from about 20 minutes down to 5 for somewhere between $0 to $30 a year. Third is the mentor loop weekly. It helps close the feedback loop. It is a 5-minute weekly check in and a pulse report that will help keep mentors engaged, with a goal of cutting mentor dropout from around 40% to under 15. It runs for $15 or less. The intention behind each of these startups were they are easy to run and almost runs entirely free and everyday tools. But I also want to be honest about what this model and the program is yet to solve for. Firstly, the student time is tight. We had to keep the scope disciplined as we were parallelly working across coursework as well. AI is still unreliable, so fact checking at every step of the way was a non negotiable. Mentors' consistency across the full semester is something that we need to manage. Jim was very kind with his time, so we are blessed. But as this program scales, that is something to be factored in. And finally, the revenue ceiling for the three startups I created by design is zero because the intention is to test it out, run it for free with everyday tools, and see how relationships are built and then the awareness the program gains. So, where does it go from here? We would want to scale Mentor Badge Brief into a multi university newsletter with 30 or more mentor contributions. We want to embed PrepKit Pro certification into like a formal capstone requirement and would want to grow Mentor Loop weekly into a full mentor relationship management system, which is also where Mentor's AI digital twin would come in. We want to extend the ability to connect student CEO teams across universities to share ideas through open innovation and make sure that the study that comes through these outcomes over time, including mentor retention and whether student CEOs end up in their careers, can prove the long term return. So, in closing, I leave you with this that industry mentors are not being asked to supervise projects. They are asked or invited to co design the future of collaboration. And one 30-minute conversation once a month is the way to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Riddhi. One quick question. How do you think this experience will be useful for you in your current job role? Do you think it will be of some use, or how do you think about it going forward?
I think it would be of immense use. Firstly, with the speed that AI tools and their capabilities are improving, me as an individual learning how to work with them and what the capabilities across different tools is really helpful. So I learned how to better navigate the different capabilities of, say, Claude and how it differs from ChatGPT. So that learning is really helpful as I navigate um, ways to do or make my work better with existing technology.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Riddhi. I'll go ahead and stop the recording, and glad this experience was helpful because I really do believe your generation is going to be the generation that uses AI tools constantly in your work. Great. Let me just stop the recording. Okay.